Breaking news just in: Western Cape High Court has found that EFF leader Julius Malema's remarks against Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa are unparliamentary. The EFF leader was removed from the House last year for calling Ramaphosa a murderer. Malema originally wanted the decision of Parliament to remove him for his conduct to be overturned by the court. The court, however, ruled that the presiding officer acted reasonably and concurred with Parliament. Malema had been suspended for 5 days by Parliament for refusing to withdraw the remarks. Joining us, Moloto Mothapo, ANC parliamentary spokesperson. Thanks so much, Mothapo, for your time. What does that mean? What does this ruling mean now in terms of the decorum in Parliament in future when disruption does occur?
Hi, Cindy and viewers. Well, we are confident that this particular ruling will go a long way in terms of ensuring that the decorum of the House is upheld, in ensuring that the rules of the Assembly are respected, in ensuring that the members of Parliament engage each other politically and robustly without name-calling, without being disruptive of the business of the House, or without even making spurious and malicious and defamatory allegations that only serves to tarnish the good name of fellow members of Parliament. So we are really hopeful that, particularly as this judgment comes at the end of the parliamentary year, we are hopeful that the next year will start on a clean slate with the respect for this judgment, the respect for the rules of Parliament, as well as the Constitution that guides the business of the House.
What does it say about the rules, or rather the weight of a Parliament, if you have to rely on a court ruling to put your members in place, or rather for them to behave according to the codes of ethics?
Come again, Cindy?
I was saying the codes of conduct. What does it say about Parliament's own instruments if you have to rely on a court ruling to put members in line?
Well, the rules of the House are very clear that when you if you want to bring allegations of improper conduct against other members of Parliament, you have to do that. You've got all the right to do that, but you must do that through a substantive motion, meaning that you must show evidence. If it's a court judgment, or if it's some sort of concrete evidence that has not even been tested in court, but it must be something that it is compelling for the House to begin to reflect on the conduct of that particular member of Parliament. But with regard to this one of Malema, it is very clear that it was just a political grandstanding, posturing, and it really one of those conduct that are not acceptable in Parliament, because they only serve to be disruptive to the business of the House, to unfairly tarnish the image of other members of Parliament. And we have taken into consideration this particular judgment, as well as the part that says that after the member has been removed from the House, before the 5-day suspension can kick in, there should be a process that is stipulated in Section 12 of the Powers and Privileges Act.
But do you think this will deter the EFF from making future provocative and insightful comments in Parliament?
Well, the EFF is the organization that works lyrical about its respect for the Constitution and the laws of the country. So we are hopeful that they will take this particular judgment and respect it, and ensure that it alters the manner in which they've been behaving in the House, because that will only benefit the people of South Africa. It will make the House to begin to conduct its business without any interruptions or without any disruptions, and that can only benefit the people of South Africa, because it means that no time will be wasted on frivolous points of orders and or any disruptive conduct, but we will spend time actually saving the people of South Africa. That is what they elected Parliament to do. So we are hopeful that they will really put their weight, their money where their mouth is, and begin to respect this particular judgment, as well as the court and the parliament.
Is it your view that 2017 will see less disruptions or perhaps even court actions to deal with issues of parliament as the courts are already under pressure?
Well, you mean 2016 in terms of the disruptions in...
Yeah, no, I'm saying going forward. I mean, as we wrap up the year and pick up next year, do you think that we'll see more reliance on the courts to deal with matters of parliament?
Well, you know what, one of the most significant outcome of this court, and that is what the judge said in a judgment, that, affirming the constitutional prerogative of parliament to determine its own procedures, its own processes, as guided in the Constitution to run its own business. So we are hopeful that, because if you look at the rules that we have, they are not the creation of the presiding officers. In fact, the presiding officers are not involved in the process. It's members of parliament who determine their own rules, how they want to be governed and how they want the business of parliament to be run. So we are hopeful that going forward, particularly looking at the significance of this judgment, that we'll see less reliance on the courts, the abuse of the court systems with frivolous cases, to try to politically influence the processes in parliament. Because if you look at these court cases, most of them are political, they are frivolous, they are intended to kowtow or to get the judiciary to partner or to influence, to help them to politically influence the process in parliament. We should rather, when there are problems or issues that need to be raised, we should rather engage in parliament as political parties. That can only better the manner in which we want our parliament to be run.
All right, based on this ruling, would Mr. Malema be forced to retract the remark made to Cyril Ramaphosa, or has the horse bolted in this case?
No, not necessarily, because if you go into the House, the rules have already been applied. What the court did was just to confirm and to affirm the correctness of the rules that we have, as well as the correctness of the ruling that was made by the presiding officer at that particular sitting. So the ruling has already been made. He refused to withdraw his unparliamentary remarks. He has been suspended for 5 days subsequent to that, after being removed from the House, and the court agrees with the approach that Parliament has taken.